Iberian Lawyer celebrates today its 2025 Sustainability Summit in the Villa Magna Hotel of Madrid. Let's see what the legal sector has to say about environment, finance and governance. So which legislation you will say it's missing in the renewable energy sector to complete decarbonization?
Well, I think the key element is to incentivize the switch from fossil fuels to electricity in many conceptions, but in all levels, at the big corporation level, small SMEs, but also households. So it's each party has a different incentivation. So basically, we could see subsidies. You could see, regulation that is more constraining, and then all this will progressively lead to decarbonization of consumption, energy consumption. But that's the driver for now, because investment is very heavy for everyone at all levels, and if we don't have more incentivize, more subsidies, it's going to be very tough, very difficult.
So which will you say is the biggest challenge that companies are facing in environment legal terms?
I would say that navigating the very complex landscape in terms of regulation, but also geopolitical, and staying put to her values and principles in the long term.
So which will you say is the biggest challenge that companies are facing in terms of governance?
Well, I think that the biggest one is the global regulation. Big companies have offices and subsidiaries in different countries, and they need to adapt to the necessities and the regulations that apply to some of them and don't apply to others. And one of the things is that they need to establish unified groups, sustainability committees, responsibles, and this is one of the things that some things work in one country and doesn't work and don't work in other countries. So I think that trying to have a unified ESG policy and apply it in every single country where they are present is going to be really difficult for them.
So which advice would you give to companies which are starting right now in terms of governance?
For me, the most important thing is to be focused on the impact, which is the purpose of the company, how to do something relevant in terms of environmental, social, and after that to think in regulation. But first is the purpose.
So which will you say is the biggest challenge that companies are facing in terms of governance?
Under my view, the big challenge is that ESG has to be in mind of all the employees. This is not just for the executive committee or the boards of directors. Every single employee of the company has to have in mind ESG. That's the biggest challenge, I would say.